Hi, I'm Matt with Gunfighter Resource Group. I went out shooting today. It's a pretty filthy weather, and it got me thinking about the problems you can have with a dirty gun, and how a lot of times those problems create a bigger problem. You know, a filthy piece becomes a broken piece becomes a broken bolt, you know, your headspace is off, and bigger issues. Then you're in the gunsmith shop spending $100 to fix something that you could have just kept clean. A lot of times it's difficult to keep clean the nooks and crannies of the rifles and pistols, especially AR-15s with the bolt faces that are kind of hidden a little bit inside the rifle. There's a lot of creaks and crevices inside there, and it can be a challenge. Your bolt carrier group can be a challenge to keep clean. The inside, where all the parts move at, is very, very, very difficult to clean. A while back, a partner in crime, Mr. Steve McBrain, got himself a ultrasonic cleaner. They're about $100, and the solvent that uses with it's pretty cheap too. A little bit goes a long way, and so we kind of want to make a video today and show you guys the ultrasonic cleaner, how it works. We're actually going to clean my filthy bolt today. Hey, Matt here with the rarely seen, rarely heard from Steven. He is the gunsmith genius mastermind behind most of the projects that we do. I'm more of the range guy. Steven's more the business guy, and but today we're going to talk about ultrasonic cleaners and how they work.
Yeah, I don't know about mastermind, but ultrasonic cleaners come in handy for so many things, and it makes cleaning of guns, it makes cleaning of household stuff so much simpler and so much faster. When I get swamped with a bunch of work, I end up having to stop and clean a bunch of. I can use it for so many things to go ahead and clean it up, and while it's running and cleaning, I'll be over here working on something else, getting something else finished. We stay pretty busy, as you can see around the shop. Cleaning kind of gets put second, but with this, it definitely cuts my time in half on cleaning rifles, cleaning small parts, and it's not a big one. They have so many different sizes, but it's handy for what I need it for. It's simple to use. You plug it in. Ultrasonic cleaner. There's two different types, really, that most people will get. This is steel and gun part cleaning solution, and they have stuff for less abrasive stuff for cleaning. They have brass type cleaning stuff. You can get it anywhere. We sell it. These layman's, they just speak for themselves. They actually pay for themselves. It paid for itself in the first week of having it. So what we'll do is we'll get Matt's bolt, take a look at it. Here's my bolt, which is supposed to be the same bolt. The only difference with it is I don't shoot as much as Matt. This is Matt's bolt. Can you see the difference? They're both the same bolt, essentially, two different manufacturers. But you see the filth on this thing. It is just all over.
That's suppressed and unsuppressed fire.
Yeah. Suppressed definitely makes a difference on this. You can actually upgrade to an adjustable gas block will help with some of this. We'll get started tearing it down. We'll tear it down all the way, because it's essential that you take and tear it down, because most of these and the extractor have rubber grommet type things to keep down the harmonics. Mostly for full auto, but it also helps, and it kind of carries on into the AR. So we'll go ahead and tear it down, and then we'll start putting it in there, and we'll kind of give you an idea, and we'll go over the layman before we start. Alright. Hold the pin. Drop the firing pin.
That is just from one day, by the way.
What kind of ammunition are you shooting, eh?
Wolf? I'm shooting real clean, high-end ammo. I just shot a lot, and today the weather was pretty bad.
Honestly, being suppressed, you can't get away from that. I mean, it's just going to be horrible. It's not a whole lot to these bolts. It's actually what's nice about them. Just about anybody can disassemble and reassemble.
Now, if you guys are military, remember, it's illegal military-wise to pull this pin out. You've been warned. U.S. government does not like you taking your extractor out of your rifles. I don't know why. I used to always do it. I had some pretty cool armors and custodians, and they didn't really give me any problem. But I do know that you're not supposed to do it military-wise.
These are definitely places, and this is the reason why you take all that out. It's because it needs to be clean in there. All you do is this cleaner is almost a hardener. It's almost like it dries up like a degreaser. So if you leave it all enclosed, it's going to cause an issue later on. Let's see if you can see that. Even though it's just oil in there, it will still cause an issue. It will dry up and cause an issue. Now we got to pull the ejector out. And if you don't have roll pin punches, it's the best thing to get. This tape is my armor block, by the way.
Again, military use, you cannot pull roll pins out.
Make sure you captivate it before you pull the plunger, or see how dirty that is? Alright.
We're going to put it in.
Alright. We've preheated this, which is pretty simple. If you come in a little closer, you can kind of see it. You got your on, off, set, and TC. That's basically your heat. You turn it on, the red light comes on. No brainer. This actually, the set sets how long it's going to be in there. Really dirty or really set up type grease and oil with gunpowder and everything on it, you're going to go 480, and you're probably going to do about 2 runs with it. That's about the only way you're going to get it all off without having to come back and hand scrub it. And you don't want to have to do that. Kind of wastes the point of having this. So what you do is you just take it, pull the lid off, pull the basket out. Now it's best, which I don't have yet, and I haven't gotten, but I've been meaning to, is to get a smaller basket or another way to put these smaller parts in so they don't fall through. Because eventually you're going to have something fall through. The spring and these pins, which you don't really have to do those pins, but that spring will fall through and you'll have to dig it out with a pair of pliers. Make sure when you're doing this that it is not brass parts, not plastic parts, nothing. This is an abrasive cleaner. You don't want to put all that in there. Everything else is good. You just take it, set it down in there. We got it set for 480. Hit on. Alright, you see the difference in the water? Definitely is a difference on your parts. You always inspect your parts when it's done. You'll still have some residue. I don't know if you can see that. Some residue here and there. What I like to do is just dry it off.
Here's that shiny.
And there's our difference. This thing was black. And now that is our difference. Very important when you get done that you make sure everything's dry and go back and lubricate properly.
What happens if you don't?
If you don't, if it's still wet, the lubrication don't take. It don't hold its bond on the metal. Lubrication is not designed to go into the metal and stay into the metal. It's designed to allow metal surfaces to flow over each other without getting friction and causing grinding and basically chatter is what you're looking at. And you'll see that in like barrels. When you're looking at barrels and you're getting accuracy problems, chatter from when they machined them and they broached them, it's a killer. Well, on these parts, they move so much from so much shooting that when you get chatter in them from metal rubbing on metal, it causes them to get loose and they don't function the same. So you just let it dry. Just let it sit and dry if you can't get on the inside. Or what I like to do,
You guys say we're never online. It's because we're busy cleaning guns.
what I like to do is take air, blow it out real good, get all the dryness into it. Now I still see a little bit. You can run it back through to go ahead and redo it if you still see some stuff in there. It's carbon buildup. These things are good, but they're not that good. They're not a miracle worker. They're not going to clean every single thing. Sometimes you got to clean it by hand. Q-tips and CLP does the trick just about every time. Military believes in CLP. It's a lubricant. It's a cleaner. It's everything. It's great.
It's important to note that my bolt is not a chrome bolt. I have a chrome bolt carrier, but my bolt is actually Parkerized as per mil spec, and that has to do with head spacing. When you're doing some of the more high-end barrels, they don't do so well with the nickel boron bolts.
Now the insides are usually
So for me to tell them that regular routine maintenance will keep your gun running longer and keep it less time with the gunsmith, is that a fair statement?
It's very fair. The reason why that is because a lot of times if you have a failure of small parts, it's really on your error, because these small parts, most of them are kind of case hardened, so they should last as long as you're taking care of your rifle.
Alright, so it's Matt and Steven, Gunfighter Resource Group. Steven, of course, owns Brain Enterprises. We can get you pretty much whatever you want, whenever you want. Him being a dealer, gunsmith, he being an instructor. We have a pretty good amount of stuff we can accomplish for you. I just want a quick little video today about a little part of gun maintenance. And a part that I found is very important is the AR-15's bolt. Keeping that maintained. I want to show you guys the ultrasonic cleaner and how versatile and how fun that it can really be to clean your gun, and it's not so much of a chore.
Yeah, this emphasis isn't really on how to clean your bolt. The reason why that is because most of you that own one know. The ones that don't, that's kind of an idea. That's the reason why we threw it in there. It really is important that you pull it apart, make sure it's all in pieces to do the cleaning. The reason why that is because even though it's cleaning on the outside doesn't necessarily mean it's cleaning on the inside. You've seen it when it was apart. It still looked like it had some carbon buildup. May have been the finish on it, but you still don't want to take any chances.
This is Gunfighter Resources. Have a good day. And if you have any questions, be sure to contact us. If you have Facebook, or you can Google McBrain Enterprises, McBrainEnterprises.com, and you'll get